Hey guys, Cameron here with Emerson Property Management. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that help me build up a sizable rent portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Today, guys, I want to talk about mistakes that I have made in Emerson so you don't have to make them in your business or an IE business. If you're buying property, if you're managing your own properties, if you've got another property manager, these things should be helpful to you to make sure that you are managing your property efficiently, effectively, and getting the most bang for your buck. So I'll jump right into it. I've got 7 mistakes here, and we'll talk through them a little bit. Some of these I'll point to other videos that we've done. But the first one is a lack of backup maintenance personnel. So when you're smaller, when you have 20, 30, 40, 50 units, you can have one person that you really rely heavily on, and they can, you're maybe processing 1 or 2 maintenance requests a week. Not a big deal. Anybody can handle that. I say anybody. As long as they don't expect full-time work, they can handle that. Especially once you find somebody good. Once you get to 100 doors and beyond, you need to start having different people. You have 2 or 3 or 4 turnovers going on at the same time. You need to start having redundancy. That person takes off, has a vacation, gets sick. So this was something that we really went through in 2022 and spent a lot of time finding a backup maintenance person. So now we split work between 2, and really we have a 3rd person that we use sparingly, but we really have 2 main core folks. And that was a big mistake when we didn't, because it caused some delays. Nothing substantial or significant. If there was a water leak or something, we would get to it immediately, but definitely on, tenant happiness. They don't like sitting week, 2 weeks without somebody responding to or getting out to the property to fix whatever it is. So this allows us a quick implementation. I mean, we're getting the properties in 2 or 3 days. And if it's emergency, same day or next day. So this has really helped us become more dynamic and allow for more properties. When we take on more properties, that it's kind of seamless. So if you are operating on a small portfolio, then I don't think you really need to be too concerned. It's always good to have a backup person. But once you grow, or maybe you have somebody else who's handling maintenance for you, just make sure, check. It's a risk. They have one main person that does everything. If that person gets hit by a bus, what happens? So that was a big thing for us, and we caught it, and thankfully it's helped us out quite a bit. Second mistake, again, these are in no particular order, is pest share. So some people at NARPM, the National Association of Residential Property Managers, and some of these other events love pest share. It's been a great revenue generator for some folks. We implement it in 2022, and we are not doing it in 2023. Once we're out of these leases, we're going to be dropping this. It was one of those that it just felt kind of nickel and dimey, is maybe for lack of a better term. We were charging tenants for the resident benefit package, and then you have tenants that have a pet or a credit risk fee, or like we were talking about, obligo with a security deposit alternatives. So you start getting it, next thing you know, you've got like 4 or 5 different fees on top of rent, and it just was getting to be out of hand. And then we had some issues with quality control and whatnot. So that was a big mistake for us, and something that we're kind of washing our hands of in 2023, and hopefully allows our tenants to feel a little bit better, and not like we're trying to nickel and dime them on every turn. Tenants are still responsible for pest control, but I think this allows them to handle that on their own, instead of us implementing another fee on top of their monthly rent. And I'll be honest, guys, there are management companies out there that, 1, do they fee the owners to death? That happens. But 2, they also fee the tenants to death. So it's not a bad idea if you have a property management company that you're working with, just to find out what kind of fees they're charging to tenants, maybe do a little secret shopping, because you would be floored about how many fees certain property management companies charge tenants. I mean, for renewals, for moving in, for moving out, it's kind of, it gets kind of to be ridiculous. So just be cognizant of that. We don't want to do that. We want to keep tenants in place, keep them happy, while still protecting your property. So we felt the pest share was not accomplishing that goal, and no mas. Number 3, another big one that's come up a few times is turnover estimates. So again, like I said, when we had one guy and then went to 2 guys, we trusted these folks a lot. And I've been with some of these guys for 5, 7, 8 years now. And they're very good to us. They treat us well. They give us fair prices. But I was not conveying some of that transparency to, or being transparent with the owners about what those costs. So, yep, hey, go take care of it. I know I'm going to get a good cost, but then the owner sees the bill and they're like, hey, I didn't know this was going on, especially related to turnovers. We were just saying, hey, let's get it done. That tenant's out. Let's get next day. Let's get in there and start painting. Let's start doing the carpets. Let's do what we need to do. So you'll see, if you're an owner with us, that was something that I wanted to be way more transparent, and especially as costs increase in 2023. So 2022 costs went up. In 2023, they're kind of stabilizing a little bit, but it's just one of those where costs went up and we were still just kind of handling things as we need to, acting as a mom and pop. So we're getting a little more formal in how we prepare those estimates for you. And that was a big mistake on just handling the stuff versus, hey, I need your approval. Not that we were doing anything unethical. I don't think that by any stretch. I just think I, in my mind, knew that we were going to get a good price and go forward, but the owner was totally in the dark. So that was a big mistake for me. And it cost us some, we had several different headaches with that, with owners, and kind of trying to guess turnover costs. So we've created a whole document, spreadsheet, and we're able to provide those estimates way more quickly and take care of them more quickly. Another one, I mentioned in a video, it'll be up here, on our 2023 improvements for Emerson. But one thing that, and in that video was talking a lot about getting the right people in the right place, letting people who are really good at what they do what they do. And this year, or in 2022, I made a significant mistake in hiring folks. So we brought 2 people on. You might have seen those, those posts. Oh, hey, welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. So we hired 2 people and had to end up firing both of those folks. They were not the right fit. They just were trying to pound a square block into a round hole. As a small team, you want to make things work while managing payroll and whatnot. So we had to end up letting those people go. That was a significant mistake to me. It caused several headaches internally and some headaches externally with owners. So if there's anything I can share with that, it is make sure that you're hire the right person. I'm letting people that are very good at what they do what they do, instead of trying to hire somebody that has no experience whatsoever and to come in and try to train them. And it was very difficult. So that was a big mistake for us, and I'm going to be very cognizant of that in 2023, because we're going to be hiring a property manager in 2023. At the time of this recording, we might have that person hired, or we don't right now, but by the time this airs, we might have that person hired. But I can assure you that we're going to go through a significant scrutiny to make sure that this person is the right fit and not just a warm body to fill a need. So that was a big mistake, and we will not be making that mistake again going forward. I mentioned this a little bit, but lack of owner communication. So similar with the estimates, we were kind of shooting one-off texts, doing stuff a little more mom and pop of, hey, renewals coming up, turnovers coming up, tenants out, do you need approval for this? So you'll see a lot more of that streamlined. We're using Lead Simple as our process management software, and that is going to help generate a lot of those emails and responses so you can click links and whatnot. Also around property meld for approvals for maintenance. So you'll see a lot more owner communication, because that was lacking in 2022. But I can tell you, you're going to see, if you're an owner with us, you're going to see a lot more communication around that. This was a big one, and I don't know this for certainty, but I can almost bet that a lot of property management companies had this issue, or just a lot of owners. So we did not make rent price adjustments quick enough in 2022. So it was about mid-year in June-ish, July is when the Fed started significantly raising interest rates. We had, properties that we had just put on the market maybe a couple weeks before that or a month before that, and we did not make the price adjustments. So these folks, again, flippers who couldn't sell, they would rent. So we were seeing more inventory come online, and we were not making those price adjustments. People, the market has been, the stock market that is, was down this year. So people felt a little bit more poor, or a little bit less rich, however, which way you want to say that. But you could definitely see people being more price sensitive to rentals, and we did not make quick enough adjustments. So we had extended vacancies on several properties, whereas the market was turning so quickly. And I've done videos on this, but we were not taking into account the current market conditions of today, we were looking 6 months in the past and making setting prices based on 6 months ago, which the market was changing so quickly in 2022 that we didn't make quick enough adjustments. So I can tell you in 2023, we're going to be making significant adjustments if we need to get these properties leased for you. I do not want properties sitting. That is a risk for everybody involved. Theft, vandalism, vacancy. Again, I mentioned that video. I reference that so many times, but if you get a chance, check it out on how vacancy kills cash flow. It's a very popular video, and it's very, very true. I don't know a better, SAT word for true, but it is something that it's a silent killer for cash flow, and you guys got to be aware of that. So that's another one. And this one, I will have another video that I'll reference up here, but a big mistake I made was let new owners that were onboarding set rents. So I've got the video, again, it's up here regarding the prices that we're going, the vacancy differences when an owner sets prices versus when Emerson does. And it's night and day different. So I'll let that video speak for itself, but we are no longer, bringing property and bringing business on, I was afraid to say, no, we're going to set the price. We're going to change the price. We're going to screen the tenants. You're not selecting the tenants. You don't have any say in what the rent is or how we make adjustments. You need to let us handle that. Because we're professionals. We lease more properties in a year than most folks will lease in their lifetime, and that's just period. I mean, we screen more tenants in a month probably than most folks will screen in their lifetime. So we want to stay with that, not because we're greedy or whatever. And it doesn't even make sense because there's no financial benefit for us doing that. The only thing is to help you as an owner get the property leased more quickly. And I can tell you, in 2023, it was a big mistake in 2022 for me to let owners drive that. We had a 3 and 4 month vacancy because owners did not want to drop the prices. So I am going to take control of that in 2023, and I can rest assured it might sting for a little bit for some folks, but just please understand that I'm doing that to get your property leased more quickly and get you making more money, not less. Guys, that was it. Those were the mistakes. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mistakes. So big mistakes. Thankfully, they didn't cause us to go off a cliff or hit a proverbial iceberg, but there were mistakes internally that we made, and I hope I feel did a damn good job for our owners. And I'm looking forward to 2023 for all the learnings and adjustments that we're making and leaving those mistakes in 2022. So it's going to be a different year, a lot of changes in 2023. So if you're new or just getting started, please check out all the free resources we have. Get on Bigger Pockets, get on some of those other websites. It's going to be different. It's not going to be what it was in 2012, 13 to 2022. So hope that was helpful. If it was, let me know. If it wasn't, let me know. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all around. Thanks.